Welcome back to AfricaCom TV, and we are in the heart of AfricaCom, where, of course, the largest gathering of its kind on the African continent, where we're accelerating the enterprise digital transformation on the continent. SENTECH is a major player in this space, and we joined in our wonderful, wonderful stand here for SENTECH by the CEO of SENTECH, Mlamli Booi. Lovely to have you at AfricaCom.
Thank you very much.
You've just come off the stage where you were delivering a keynote where you launched SENTECH Connect. Why go into this space?
Well, we are an ICT company, and also our focus and our responsibility is to make sure that there is universal access to communications for all the people of South Africa. As a state-owned company, we also have a mandate to ensure that there is access to broadband. Our business has always been on delivering content or broadcast content. But because of convergence of technologies, we definitely have to move into the area of delivering connectivity and making sure that all the other broadband services are delivered to the underlying or the underserved areas.
Let's talk about how you're going to do that, because of course South Africa particularly has large parts of it that are completely underserviced, many of them rural. How are you going to be ensuring connectivity in those areas?
Yeah, we have got a multiple number of technologies that we deploy. The first one for the remote areas where we can do a temporary connectivity is using satellite. Satellite connectivity is definitely, because of the broad coverage, you are able to reach each and every corner of this country using satellite. The other technology we're going to be using, or we have begun to use, is fixed wireless technology, because as you know, the rural environment is, people live apart from each other. There's vast distances between communities, vast distances between the towns and the rural areas, and the hospitals and the rural communities. And therefore, we're using fixed wireless connectivity to make sure that we connect the towns, and we connect those towns to the villages. So those will be the two main technologies. Largely it is wireless, and we use fiber as a backbone technology to be able to now backhaul all the content that we need for the outlying areas into the main cloud of internet.
There are massive opportunities, obviously, in the e-learning space, in the e-health space, in even e-services, where I suppose people living in rural parts of South Africa can gain access to government services, for example, electronically. This is going to be the benefit for South Africans, isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, education need not be inaccessible in this advent of the internet. So providing connectivity for the remote areas, it makes it possible then for people to be able to access e-learning and to be able to download whatever education that they want from the internet. But the big thing for us, the big opportunity is that the data cost in the country is very high, and therefore from a state perspective, we need to drive those costs down. And that is why we're saying we need to be using our fixed wireless technologies, especially for the clinics and the schools. And also the linking between the clinics and the hospitals, clinics in the rural areas and hospitals which are in the towns. It's very important so that we can do whatever diagnosis that can be done, it can be done remotely.
You open the door, so I'm going to go in there. How are you going to ensure that the cost of data is going to be as minimal as possible so that it is then accessible to somebody living in an underserviced area or in a rural part of South Africa?
You see, there is a question of mobile data, which is a space which we don't play in as SENTECH. Mobile data is a terrain of all the other operators, which you know about. I won't mention their names. Our role then is to say, for those people who have got challenges in accessing internet using mobile data, we want to go into those rural areas and say, here is a wireless connectivity using Wi-Fi. You can actually access internet using Wi-Fi in this locality. But obviously you've got limited mobility, but at least there is a place you can go to within your community to go and do your online studying, to do your online download of data, and to do your access to information. That, hopefully with time, it will put pressure either to the regulator to release more spectrum, to the government to move fast. Government is moving very fast in terms of having declared that we need to license the spectrum. So there we are on track in terms of the government's processes. But we need to release more spectrum so that all of us, because SENTECH is not excluded from the access to this spectrum, we need spectrum to be able to deliver and deploy the mobile, or rather the fixed wireless. The 800 megahertz and the 700 megahertz spectrum, we need it as SENTECH to be able to do this rural communication.
Parting question for me, why is it important for SENTECH Connect to be at a gathering such as AfricaCom?
Sure. We are a technology or a company that delivers services through technology. Because of that, we need to be present here so that we can be visible. Also, we can be able to explain to all those who are interested in the space of connectivity and be present and make sure that we are able to answer their questions. So it is for us to display that a state-owned company is able and capable through proper management to be able to deliver the services. And also governance is a big thing for us. And we want to really fly the flag that says for us as SENTECH, we are a properly governed company. Having had 7 years of clean audit as a state-owned company is a big thing for the government because there are not many of those around.
Sadly. And of course, in the process, leading the charge for digital transformation on the African continent. Thank you very much to the CEO of SENTECH. They launched here at AfricaCom 2019 SENTECH Connect, which is going to be a game changer on this African continent.